Good day, good day, viewers. We begin another video, but first of all, let's recap the last verses of video 50 before we go ahead. So let's go to video 54. وإذ قال موسى لقومه يا قوم إنكم ظلمتم أنفسكم بالأت- بالت- باتخاذكم الإجلة فتوبوا إلى بريئكم بريئكم فاقتلوا أنفسكم ذلك خير لكم عند البريء عند بريئكم فتاب عليكم إنه هو التواب الرحيم. Uh, I remember Moses said to his people, I remember Moses said to his people, Ye have indeed wronged yourself by your worship of the calf. So turn in repentance to your Maker and slay yourselves the wrongdoers. That will be better for you in the sight of your Maker. That will be better for you in the sight of your Maker. Then he turned towards you in forgiveness, for he is oft returning most merciful. Uh, there is an account of this somewhere in the Bible where they killed themselves. So let's go to 55. وإذ قلتم يا موسى لن نؤمن لك حتى نرى الله جهرة فحزتكم صائقة وأنتم تنظرون. And remember, he said, O Moses, we shall never believe in thee until we see Allah manifestly. Thereupon thunder seized them. So for this statement alone, they were seized by thunder. 56. ثم بعثناكم من بعد موتكم لعلكم تشكرون. Then we raise you up after your death. Ye had the chance to be grateful. So after thunder seized them, they were killed, and God raised them up. Mm. Uh, He is uh, He is able of doing anything. I mean, God. Mm. وَظَلَمْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ وَظَلَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ وَظَلَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ الْغَمَامَ وَظَلَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ الْغَمَامَ وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ الْمَنَّ والسلوات كلوا من هيت ما ما رزقناكم. Uh, السلوى sorry, let me take it again. وَظَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ الْغَمَامَ وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ الْمَنَّ والسلوى كلوا من هيت ما رزقناكم. And we gave you the shades of clouds, al-gamama, and sent down to you manna and quails, al-manna. So manna is in Arabic, sorry, in Arabic manna is called al-manna. Al-manna, sorry, manna is called al-manna. Was salwa, and salwa is the name of a bird called quails. So God was so kind, he thought of adding proteins to them. So it was not only manna or manna that God sent to them while in the desert. He also sent them quails, birds, uh, to add some protein to their diet. How kind He is! I don't know if this account is in the Bible. The quails, hmm? Salwa. So manna and quails, saying, eat of the things we have provided for you. Hmm? Uh, Kulu min haitu ma razaqnakum. Hmm? Eat of the things we provided, uh, of the good things we provided for you. But they rebelled. To us they did they did no harm, but they harmed their own selves. Mhm. They rebelled. Was وظلموا وظلمنا وظلمونا ولكن كانوا أنفسكم يسلمون. So they rebelled, but they did it against themselves. They harmed nobody but themselves. Sorry, they harmed. Zalna means harm. Yes, they did no harm, but they harmed their own self. وما زلنا ولكن كانوا أنفسكم يظلمون. So they only harmed themselves. Mm. Um, 58. وإذ قلنا ادخلوا هذه القرية فكلوا منها حيث شئتما حيث شئتم فكلوا منها حيث شئتم رغدا وادخلوا وادخلوا الباب سجدا. Mm. Uh, remember we said, enter this gate and eat of the plenty therein as ye wish, kuntu shiftuma as you wish, and enter the gate prostrating, sujadan, enter the gate prostrating, and say, forgive us, ye shall, we shall forgive you your faults, and increase the portion of those who do good. So God is asking them to ask for forgiveness, and He will forgive them. Eh? The Christians say, ask, and you shall be uh, given. Mm? So, uh, كنت شفتما رغدا أسوس وادخلوا الباب سجدا وكلوا I think we've done it. وكلوا وكلوا and say, forgive us, we shall forgive you your faults, and increase the portion of those who do good. وكلوا حتة نعمة حتة وكلوا حتة نغفركم هدياكم وسنعيد al-muhsinin, and say, give us, forgive us, we shall forgive you your faults, and increase the portion of those who do good. Muhsinin, those who do good. 59. فبدل الذين ظلموا قولا غير غير الذي قيل غير الذي قيل لهم فأنزلنا على الذين ظلموا رجزا من السماء بما كانوا يفسدون. Badala means change for badala. But the transgressors changed the word from that which had been given them. So we sent on the transgressors a plague from heaven, mm, a rich zan, a rich zan, that's plague, a plague from heaven, for that they infringe our command repeatedly. Mm. So I think we shall end here because we are going to a new section. We will do that in the next video, God willing. So we are going to section 7 in our next video, God willing. Let's try the tabloids now. Uh, yes, in the last video we talked about carpet rapists, and I also mentioned uh, how a blind man stole 800 CDs. Let's uh, read it now. One day it said, shall never end. One day shall never end. A blind man managed to steal somebody's 800 CDs. It's very difficult to believe it. Yes, it's very difficult to believe it. It was revealed to this reporter that Adokwe Papi, a 21-year-old blind man, managed to sneak out into a tenant's room and stole, well, that's the English written here, managed to sneak out into a tenant's room and stole the said amount of money. Adukwe, son of Emmanuel Popo, landlord of a compound house. So you see, the father is the landlord. Landlord of a compound house situated at Abeka in Accra went into Kweku Safu's, a tenant, into brackets, so Kweku Safu's room around 11 a.m. and stole the money. Maybe you've never seen it. I have never seen it and I've never heard it, but this is the first time. Maybe this is your first time too. That's why I'm reading it. And around 11 a.m. and stole the money. It was revealed that he managed to open the locked door when Kweku had gone to work, but unfortunately for him, he was caught. Kweku Safo told this reporter that he left his office receipt book that he issues out to buyers at home. When he got home, his door was opened. Sorry. He went inside and to his dismay, Adokwe was busily pulling out his money. He called some two people to bear him witness. I think he signed them. I didn't. He gave them a sign. He didn't actually talk. I think he just gave them a sign because he's a blind man involved. By then, Adokwe had successfully pulled out an amount of 800 CDs from his unlocked briefcase. Look at that. Blind man from his unlocked briefcase. They shouted at him, and he stood in shame and dropped the bundles of money. So I don't know when they say he stood in shame because he has no eyes to see. So I don't know how shameful a blind man can be. But that's the article. Hmm? If you have shame, then maybe your eyes may point down or something. But but that's the article. Hmm? They shouted at him and he stood in shame and dropped the bundles of money. According to Kweku Savo, he had had his money stolen on several occasions, that he thought it happened in his workshop. So it's a practice. Mm. People say one day, every day for thief man, one day for master. It thought it happened in his office. Mr. Emmanuel pleaded with him to exclude the police. That's the father pleaded with the tenant to exclude the police. How the blind man opened the door, went to the money, and stole it is still a mystery. Of course. Mm. I don't know if I read this story. Okay, let me quickly see if I can go through it. Which is the true religion? Sinners get on board. That's the title. Uh, I happen to be a great fan of Psalm 14. It begins with this: the fool says in his heart, there is no God. Yeah, there are millions of them. Some acknowledge it plainly, claiming there is no God. Others are circumspect about it. They think life itself is an accident, a mistake. They must make the best out of it before it whittles away. Some are hedonists who think that the pursuit of pleasure is the most important thing in life. So they go after raunchy sex in pleasurable orgies and best of food and booze. I think I read it. Okay, I think I read it. So let's go. National Service Palava. I impregnated a Malian woman. When I did that. Students use email to cheat in exams. Yes. When they've cheated and they come out, then they are those who bluff a lot in their workplaces. Mm. The adventures of the Archbishop. The reporter goes to apologize. Well, I think somebody made a story and then it turned out to be false. And so you have to apologize. I can sacrifice my wife for him. Let me read the first paragraph. Good day, professional advisor. I'm a very regular reader of your column, and until now, I've never had the courage to write to you about my own problem, which is causing great havoc to me, physically and emotionally. I'm a very pretty black beauty black beauty lady of 21 years. I have a boyfriend who has been staying in London for the past 2 years. We became lovers when I was in my first year in second cycle institution in Cape Coast, Ghana. Can you believe we have never seen each other before? We met through one of the pen pal columns of newspapers. We only exchanged phone calls and partners. He he was then in Kumasi in Polytechnic. It's happening today on the internet. So you see, these things is, are not today's things. These stories are not stories of today. After completion, he had an opportunity to travel to the UK for further studies. I also completed and as at now doing a professional course. My lover in UK calls once in a while, and once in a while he sends down some money. Now honestly speaking, things are very hard, and I'm likely to stop schooling. My lover is a student of three. Okay, I think the story is long, but maybe this is enough for viewers. Let me stop here. Mhm. Is marriage worth it? What men have never realized in life is the fact that women are far, far wiser than they are. I think that's right. Mm? Unfortunately, the tra- and unfortunately and tragically, enough of them men do not realize they are daft. Daft, DAFT. Before a man attempts to court a woman, the woman knows long before he does. They are really wise. A woman can even tell when a man would make a proposal to say something very silly about love to her. Hmm? If a 20-year-old man marries a 20-year-old lady, the marriage would collapse because, pound for pound, the girl would be more intelligent and would assume the leadership of the house, overthrowing the man's authority. So a 20-year-old man can only have authority in his house if he marries a 16-year-old girl. We can safely assume that at 20, a man intelligent, okay, that's the English. Let me read the English I see. We can assume that at 20, a man intelligence of wisdom is equivalent to that of 16-year-old. No, I would say the year gap is too close. You would say a man of 70. I would say a man of 70, not 20. Assume that at 70, that's my own number. Assume that at 70, a man intelligence of wisdom is equivalent to that of 16-year-old girl. No one can ever dispute that. So she's been kind to say 20. I have picked 70 for her. The advice I would want to give men is that they must be up and doing in bed. Mhm. She's not going to the point. Because if they marry younger women to assume fatherly responsibility in the home, they should also display the same level of experience in bed to make their wives happy. Mm. That calls for a reduction in alcohol intake. Okay, good. Men are drinking too much alcohol and cannot function in bed. Right. When their wives want romance and sex, all they hear is hard snoring. That's not my word, oh, hard snoring. What is their use then as men? Secondly, the men should stop eating too much in the evenings. Mm. Apart from the fact that it makes them dull and sexually dysfunctional, it also increases their snoring capacity. Mhm. Women want love and excitement in marriage. They want to be taken out and shown around, feted, shopped for, and loved. Tragically, the men never do so for them. No wonder marriages are crumbling ahead over heels. But women also uh, snore. Some women snore a lot, brutally. Let me say brutally. Some women snore a lot. And the break of marriages is not only alcohol and non dysfunctional, uh, being dysfunctional in bed. Also, it's also due to character, lack of tolerance. So, breakup of marriages is largely due to intolerance on either one party or both parties. I read this caption yesterday. Sex addicted husband beats wife brutally. And I think their pictures are here. I showed it yesterday. Uh, Dynasty beauty Catherine Oxenberg got into a wild fight with husband Caspar Van Dien that ended when police rushed to their home and arrested Van Dien for spousal abuse. The violent free fall, during which Catherine claims Van Dien pounded her head against a wall and tried to choke her, came not long after Catherine, 41, found out Van Dien, 33, had called his ex-wife Karen Mitchum repeatedly for phone sex. Excuse me, for phone sex. Sources say Casper is a lying, cheating dog. Hmm. So that's a wife speaking about a husband. Casper is a lying, cheating dog, said a close friend of the couple. Catherine threw him out once before, and he begged her to take him back. She did, and now this. Hmm. So, tension in the Van Dien home. So let's stop there. So there are pictures as here. Those abroad may know them, as we do in Africa here. He is shabby, but very good in bed. My boyfriend has no manners. He spits in public. Oh my God. And whenever I complain, he gets mad at me. He dresses shabbily and is often unkempt. I love him because he is very good in bed. After sex with him, I feel very relaxed and my soul is content. Hey, my soul is content. Uh, I want such a person for marriage, but if he doesn't change his manners, I can't cope with it eventually. Advise me. I love I love him. Well, then you don't need advice. If you love him, then you have to change. Okay, let's hear the advice. Ask your boyfriend's friends. Ask your boyfriend's friends to advise him. If they keep talking to him and even tease him for his uncouth behavior, he will change. He will change his behavior. Also, complain to him only when he is in a good mood. When you complain to a moody person, he is not likely to take kindly to it. All the best. Well, I think the advice is okay. She wants sex around midnight. My girlfriend is very fond of having sex around midnight when I want to enjoy my sleep. She disturbs me around this time, and so I don't want her to spend the night with me again. Yeah, this is what I was talking about tolerance. I'm even scared that when I marry her, I won't get enough sleep because at midnight, I'd, I'd have to be pumping my waist. Mm. These are not my words. I have to be pumping my waist. It goes with stamina. Do you think she's make a good wife? She's lovely though, and sometimes I really enjoy romance with her. Vincent, Sakumono. Answer. I'm sure you have not taken time off to complain about the midnight extra mile you are being forced to go. Maybe if you complain, she'll understand and harassing start harassing you around dawn when you've had enough sleep. So discuss your concern with her and come to a compromise. Good luck. Okay. Do I have cancer? Uh-huh. One of my testicles grows, and okay, this is important because it will help a lot of people. One of my testicles grows and subsides occasionally. It comes bigger, it comes bigger and painful. Then, after a few days, it subsides. Do you think I have testicular cancer or any deadly disease inside? Or I'm scared to go to the doctor. Any one of any, any out of the way diagnosis can make me go nuts. If you had testicular cancer, the growth and pain would not have been subsiding, as you said, for that span of time since it began. For that time since it began, uh, for that span of time since it began, you wouldn't even have been alive today to tell the story. Today to tell the story, go and see a doctor immediately. What I suspect you have is infection of your epididymis, which has become recurrent. Someone says it's not my dad. Dear Nana Emergency, someone has just told me that my father isn't my father after all. I've been having sleepless nights over this because I love my father and he loves me. The problem, the person who told me this is a close family friend and he has clear evidence of what he is saying. I would like to know my true dad, but I'd be very disappointed in life if I discover that my dad isn't my dad. Now, should I confront mom on the issue? I'm sad and depressed. Answer. Before you do any such confrontation, investigate and get a correct picture of what happened as at the time of your conception and birth. Incorrect information can be dangerous to your cause. Any, anything blandrous on your part can cause confusion and breakup in marriage and even suicide. Look before you leap. Okay, this is a good answer. At that time, I don't think DNA was developed. If it was not in Ghana or in West African countries, mm, I have developed sensitive teeth. When I pay, sometimes I feel tingling and somewhat uncomfortable sensation at the sides of my teeth. It's as if I've eaten unripe orange. This this has been going on and off. Is it because I'm growing or is it a symptom of a disease? You have a sensitive teeth and this sensation, that's the answer. And this sensation is normally felt when you eat tangy food like orange. I've heard that using Sensodyne toothpaste can alleviate the problem. Okay, I think we have to stop here. The last part of it may be, if there's time, we'll read later, why the Arabs and the so called Jews can never ever find peace together in the so called Holy Lands of the Middle East. Final installment. Okay, it's been coming in some. So, viewers, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ila Lekar. Till we meet again.